Hello and welcome to the Ending Body Burnout Show. We are your hosts, Chris and Philly, co-founders of a multi-award-winning functional medicine practice, serving busy people with energy, mood, and gut issues.
While busyness, addictive doing, people-pleasing, and perfectionism might be the norm, it's not normal, and it's a major contributor to health issues.
Our goal with this show is to give you a holistic root cause approach to healing your body so that you don't have to continue doctor or diet hopping or popping a gazillion supplements hoping something might stick.
So get ready to heal your body, get your spark back, deeply connect with yourself, and step into the life of your dreams.
Let's dive in. This episode of the Ending Body Burnout Show. Today's episode is about self-sabotage. But before we get into it, this is a really special week for us.
Yeah, so we are in launch week of our Ending Body Burnout Method program. So that's our 6-month signature program. It's the best way that you can work with us to end your body burnout. It includes a one-on-one support, plus a group experience, and it's awesome. We only open doors 3 times a year. And the reason why we want to talk about self-sabotage during launch week is there might be some people listening to this episode that are thinking about joining us. And even if you're not, it's totally fine. This topic is relevant to every human on the planet until you really understand what's happening underneath the surface. But yeah, if you are someone who has taken action in the past, maybe you've tried something but you haven't followed through. Maybe you've even used the word, I just keep self-sabotaging myself. Why should I throw my money or my time at something else when I'm just not going to do it? Maybe you actually are an action taker, but you might actually be self-sabotaging your results in a different way. So in this episode today, we'd really love to talk about what actually is happening when you use the term or with self-sabotage, because it actually isn't real. And yeah, what's happening underneath the surface to give you more confidence to move forward to create the results that you want. And if you like this episode and you want to go a bit deeper, we do have some free awesome events during our launch week as well. So if you'd like to get more coaching and more experience around ending your body burnout, we have a free Rewire Your Brain to Heal Body Burnout happening as of today is the first session. If you missed the live session, it is okay. You can still register and access the replay. And then next week on Monday, we have a brand new workshop that Chris has been working on behind the scenes called It's a New Life for Me. This is going to be a really potent coaching session that essentially is going to, you will leave feeling like you have ignited your healing spark and you're ready to move forward with whatever that looks like for you, and will help you to gain some really good clarity around the next steps and tap into the higher part of you that wants the best for you. So these events essentially will help break through self-sabotage as well, and also will give you a teaser, a tester for what it's like to work with Chris and I in our Ending Body Burnout Method program.
Yeah.
All right.
Check those links below and get into it, guys. We'd hate for you to miss out.
Okay, so let's talk about self-sabotage. So if you are someone who identifies with this, maybe you've heard yourself say, I'm such a self-sabotage, I always sabotage my best of intentions. We'd like to challenge that today. So here's the thing, I actually don't believe in self-sabotage. I don't think it's real. I dislike the term, the label. What I do believe to be true is there is something happening unconsciously underneath the surface that is causing you to hold yourself back, which we'll talk about in a moment. But yeah, frankly, I don't love the term self-sabotage. The reason being is I find that there's a lot of shame attached to it. So things that I hear from people in the health space, I can't seem to get a grip. I have no willpower. Why can't I do the things I set out to do? I keep self-sabotaging all the time. What's wrong with me? And when the term self-sabotage, it sounds like in the connotations that people put onto it is that there is a part of me that is fighting against me. It's not letting me do the things that I need to do. And so it can actually drop you into a victim mentality, essentially. And there's often a lot of confusion around it as well. It's like, I don't understand why I'm self-sabotaging, which again can keep you stuck in victimhood.
It really is a victim language, isn't it? So 3 parts of a state is the things that you're focusing on, the language that you use, and what your body's doing. And so if we think about the language that you use at any one particular time, you're in a state of being. And so when you're using language like self-sabotage, as a label describing yourself, so the state is a state of I can't do anything. I have no ability. I am working against myself. I am bungling my way through this. I am just not walking straight through life in the direction that I want to do, and it's all my fault. So this sort of thing, a victim has no agency. A victim has no choice. A victim state of being has no ability to change the outcome of their destiny, their trajectory.
So if you take only one thing away today, if you are someone that uses the label self-sabotage, we're going to offer you a different way of seeing it. And I'd start talking to yourself in a different way if that is the only thing you take away. Because as Chris said, when you start using different language to describe yourself and your experience, you all of a sudden step into a state of empowerment. So I sometimes when I'm pondering and preparing notes for an episode, I might do a little Google image search. I like looking for memes. Sometimes I talk about them, often I don't, but I was just curious. I'm like, self-sabotage in the health space. What is some common imagery that shows up around this? And it, again, just amplified what we're talking about in that self-sabotage is often connected to shame or aggression, or, you know, that there's a bully inside of you taking you away from doing the things that you want to do. So I'll describe one of these images. There's a lady strangulating a shadow of herself. So she's literally strangling herself, the shadow. And the blurb says, me confronting the person who's been sabotaging me all my life. So it's almost like I have to destroy this person because this person is bad. There's another one where the meme says, therapist. Therapist says, can you think of anyone who is a negative influence in your life who is causing you to feel this way? And me says, well, of course I know him. He is me.
It's a picture of, you don't know who that is, do you? You think that's an old man in a desert.
I thought it was an old man.
It's a picture of Obi-Wan Kenobi and Tatooine.
The reason why I pulled this one up, though, is that there's still this subtle negativity around the part of you that is preventing you from moving towards the goals that you want to achieve. It's like, who's the negative influence in your life? Well, it's me, of course. Now, I don't know the backstory of Obi-Hoobie. I don't know if that adds anything interesting to the meme or self-sabotage or not.
He's a wise man.
Right. Well, I don't think he's very wise in this meme because we're going to give you some wisdom today.
Of course I do. It's me.
Okay.
Oh man, I want to share these things.
Oh, you're trying to get the memes?
Yeah, I'm trying to bring them up.
Okay.
Okay, you can keep going.
All right. So if Philly is saying self-sabotage isn't real, then what the heck is it? So here's what's actually happening when you're self-sabotaging. Self-sabotage is actually self-protection. And the interesting and beautiful thing is that self-protection always has a positive intention, even if it shows up unresourcefully. Even if one of your intentions might be, you know, if we're bringing it into the health space, it's like my practitioner told me that I've got candida, and so I'm going to do this anti-candida diet because that's going to help clear the candida, and I'm going to feel so great after it. And like, yep, and I found all the recipes. They're like, yep, good to go. 3 days into it, you're eating chocolate chip cookies and hot cross buns, and you're like, why? So even if this self-protection pattern or strategy, which you might be calling self-sabotage, is showing up unresourcefully, it doesn't even make sense. It's taking you away from what you want. It's causing more pain. It actually has a positive intention. And generally speaking, those positive intentions is all about protection. So the self-sabotage pattern is trying to protect you from things like rejection, from failure, from being seen, from being a disappointment, even trying to protect you from succeeding. And the beautiful thing about self-protection is it is an act of self-love. So next time you go to say, oh, I keep sabotaging myself, or here comes the self-sabotage again, can you try replacing it with, oh, I'm actually trying to love myself right now. This part is actually very wonderful and loving. It loves me so much. It loves me so much that it is trying to protect me, and far out these patterns are very strong. So this part of me must really, really, really love me. Can you see how that shifts things? Like, it goes from being this self-sabotage, shadowy monster that you have to thwart and kill and fight off and willpower your way through, something that needs to be throttled, to something that is actually very loving, protective. It's actually just trying to give you a big hug.
I like to use is it an analogy or is this a metaphor of a child coming up to you and just, you know, giving your sleeve a little pull and saying, Mum or Dad, 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 Dad. And then you turn around and say, shut up, you little noisy, I don't know, or something really negative, idiot. Go away. Can't you see I am doing something way more important than whatever it is that you have to tell me? And then they go, I just wanted to tell you that the whole house is on fire and it's burning down. You know,
Yeah.
This is, you know, when we have these parts of us that are communicating something and we label it, say, sabotage or a saboteur. That is a loving, kind message, unconsciously, almost like a little kid pulling at our sleeve, saying, Dad, Dad, Dad.
And essentially that little kid pulling the sleeve is saying, Dad, 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 it's not safe. I don't feel safe. Quick, the house is burning down. Do something. And so subconsciously there's a part of you, the little kid, not feeling safe, pulling your conscious mind, so the part of you that wants to achieve a goal, it wants to do the thing, is pulling you away from achieving the goal because it doesn't feel safe to move forward into change.
Yeah.
That's what's happening. So then the next question would be, what feels unsafe? Where's the danger? What's going on? Because it can feel like there is a part of you actively working against your goals. And like, yes, there is, but simply because it doesn't feel safe. It's not because it wants to hurt you and harm you and it hates upon you. It's because the safe to succeed button hasn't lit up, ready to be pressed yet. And one of these, a really common reason, is because there's no agreement between the conscious and unconscious mind yet. They're both not on the same page. So conscious mind wants something. But if your unconscious mind, which makes up 95% of your mind, is operating at a different operating system or through a different lens, it's seeing different things to what the conscious mind is trying to see, then it's always going to pull you back. So if the unconscious mind is seeing more danger and more risk to move forward to achieve the goal, it will protect you through what most people label self-sabotage. And so when I talk about the lens, so I mentioned the unconscious mind is operating on a different lens. It's always going to come back to deep unconscious core beliefs that you have about yourself. Not enoughness. So I'll give you some, like if we think about some examples.
Shameful thinking about yourself.
Shameful
I'm
thinking.
not good enough, yeah.
So conscious mind might be like, I want to eat healthier. I want to move my body. I want to take my supplements. I want to do journaling. I want to do the inner work. I want to meditate. I want to X, Y, Z. It might even be outside of health stuff as well. I want to house clean. I had a really cool coaching session with someone on that the other day. Started off talking about her autoimmune condition, and we ended up talking about why she struggled decluttering, and it's all connected. But it will always, so if there's a deep unconscious belief that I'm not enough, I'm not capable, I'm not worthy, I'm not deserving, I'm not able to, I'm broken, I'm flawed somehow, then of course the unconscious mind is never going to feel safe to move forward to achieve the thing that you want to achieve, because unconsciously 95% of you are saying, not safe, we can't do that, we're going to fail, we're going to stuff up, we're going to make a fool of ourselves, or actually we're not even worthy of it. Or what if we succeed, then more people are going to expect more of me and I'm already burnt out. Anything to add?
No, another analogy or metaphor. Is it an analogy? I think it's whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, where there's no bad parts of you. So on your bus, there is many parts of you, and there is a part of you that sometimes tries to grab the wheel and steer you in any direction that it chooses. And you're like fighting with this part. Stop it. And this part of you just want them to shut up and get off the bus. But there's no bad parts on the bus. And whatever part you think is trying to derail you, is trying to send you off the road, is actually trying to steer you where it thinks is the best way to go. And so sometimes it's good to pull over, park it for a second, have a conversation with yourself, by the way, this is all you, it's a part of you, and have a communication and say, all right, well, what's your positive intention here? What's your highest directive? Where are you trying to take me? Where do you think is the best way to go? And then you get to the point, you get to where the purpose is, and it'll always be self-service. It'll always be in service of you. And you get to the highest point of this part. What are you trying to protect me from, or what are you trying to do for me? And you get to that point, and then you have to think about the other part of you that's just trying to do the other thing. And you get to the point of that, the purpose, and they are always the same. Always. And so a nice little nifty trick is to pull over, have a think about what the point is of both of these parts, and then figure out how both can be served so that you can get on your way.
When I don't know if you notice this when you're working one-on-one with clients, but when I'm taking people through the parts process in a coaching and an unconscious change way, often the two parts are the conscious mind wants something, so that's one part. And usually it is the one that looks like it wants the more positive thing for you. So for example, I'm really struggling to take my supplements. That's one part. The other part is like, I really want to follow through on my protocol because I can see that on my lab tests, I need this and it's going to be helpful. So I'm just kind of bringing the same language into what Chris just described with the different parts. So conscious mind, one part wants this for you. When you're looking at the part that feels like it's sabotaging that, that'll be another part of you. But at the end of the day, they both want the same thing. They both want you to have love and peace and happiness and joy, which again, totally reframes the shame-based label of self-sabotage. It's like, oh, that part that I thought was self-sabotaging me actually wants the same thing as what my conscious mind wants for me. Oh, okay. They're both lovely. They're both wonderful. Let's work together and make it happen. And so the only way that you can make it happen is with self-permission that comes from your unconscious mind. So when your unconscious mind and conscious mind are on the same page, then it's safe to move forward to succeed. When both parts are on the same page, it's impossible to self-sabotage because everything's integrated, moving you towards where you want to go. And it's lovely and it feels easy and flowful rather than trying to willpower and fight against yourself. And the only way it becomes safe is by identifying and rewiring the deepest fear about yourself. It's as simple and as hard as that, but not impossible.
And then I have conversations with people and, they get it. This is a logical thing that we've been talking about so far, but still deep down in underneath the surface, there's still but I get it, but I still feel like this is bullcrap, or I still feel like this is stupid, or I still feel like I should be doing this, or I should be doing that, or I can't do this, or I can't, have to, need to, got to, like they get the word, they get the science of
intellectually,
it.
logically, it's like, yeah. Do you mean the part
but they still have
self-sabotage.
Yeah, they're still hating on themselves. They're still feeling like they're self-sabotaging themselves. What's the next step for you? Or maybe we should go into like other ways of how this can show up for people.
Yeah, I was thinking just giving some really specific examples of how it shows up.
Yeah.
The self-sabotage, but then also looking at it from a place of love and protection, and then we'll give some how-tos.
Slam it home.
Okay, so in our Ending Body Burnout Method, we support our clients holistically. So the two branches that caused a person's body to burn out is from a physical point of view, so physical inflammatories and stresses, and also metaphysical inflammatories and stresses. So a client is working on both of those things. Most of it is on the metaphysical healing because that's the deeper root that is driving everything else. But in terms of how the self-sabotage might show up if you're physically healing, I mentioned some of these earlier. It might be through, avoiding moving your body. Maybe you're actually addicted to too much exercise and that's part of your burnout. And, an intention is, I'm going to slow down. I'm going to be more intentional. I'm going to stretch more. I'm going to rest more. But there's something inside of you that keeps riling you up. And maybe you have a beautiful intention of going to bed on time and really dialing in your sleep-wake cycle. But revenge, bedtime procrastination keeps coming in, which a lot of people will call self-sabotage. So they're like, I even got into bed at 10 p.m. and I went to turn off my light, but then all of a sudden my hand is going over to pick up the phone and next minute I am doom scrolling for the next 2 hours or, stuck on Netflix or something. All of this will be trying to protect you in some way, shape or form. So even if conscious mind is like, this doesn't make sense. I don't understand why this is happening. There will either be something around not capable of doing it or not worthy or deserving of doing it. Similar with metaphysical healing. So with metaphysical healing, there's a lot of inquiry work and discovery work and what is this root cause belief and what are my patterns that are showing up and what do they mean and what does that mean about myself? And then the moment that you find that, then it's rewire time, reprogram time, and that's using bottom up and top down practices and processes and coaching frameworks to get conscious mind and unconscious mind believing that you are wonderful, you are lovely, you are awesome, you are able to heal, while also letting go of past distressing events and emotions. Now I see a lot of people resist the inner work. I probably would say a lot of people resist the physical stuff as well, but probably more people resist the inner work because there's more risk involved. And again, sometimes this can be, again, it will always be around protection. Some common themes I see is what am I going to find? Am I going to be able to handle it? So again, not enoughness. What if I find something and it's true? What if I am a terrible, no good, flawed person? Again, not enoughness. Yeah, they're kind of like the two ones. Will I be able to handle what shows up? And what if it's true? So for me, when I was finding my root belief, and it probably took a 6-week period, but most nights I spent an hour or two journaling. Like I had some high level coaching questions and I'm like journaling and I'm going down my timeline and I'm looking at all the past distressing events that happened and all the patterns I was playing out. And every night I could find time to do that. But then the moment that I found my old root belief, which was weak and incapable, and then it flipped into, okay, now you got to change it. All of a sudden, for some unknown reason, I couldn't find any time to do what I needed to do and to be the person I needed to be to rewire the root belief, which was just nuts because logically, rationally, I'm like, I had an hour or two every night, but all of a sudden I don't have that anymore because I'm reading or watching Netflix. And it came back to the root belief. It's like, yeah, you might have been good enough to get to the root belief, but can you really change it? Actually, I think it's just part of you. I don't think you can really change it. You're a bit incapable. You're a bit weak. And so, yeah, to protect myself, which again is the ultimate form of love, it's like, don't try. Let's just quit now. Let's stop. Let's store. Good news is I broke through that. But it's very interesting how this can show up. Okay, so other subtle ways self-sabotage shows up might be, and you might hear yourself saying these things, oh yeah, I didn't get around to that this week. Oh, I've really been struggling to find time to do that. Things are just a bit busy at the moment. All these external things keep popping up, like my mum needs me. My kids have got birthday parties. What else are things that pop up? I've got my dog needed to go to the vet, or my kids needed me. Another subtle self-sabotage is, I was sick, so I didn't get around to doing that. Yeah, I was more low capacity than usual. And so again, if this is just happening once or twice, it's like, yeah, it was probably just a thing that popped up and that's all good. But if it's a constant pattern where it's like, far out, I keep saying these same things over and over again, including the external things that keep popping up, you've created it somehow. Your system has created it somehow to keep you small and to keep you stuck so that it can protect you from whatever you're scared of in terms of changing. And sickness is a really interesting form of protection. And I'll just use the word self-sabotage because we usually wouldn't think about that. So if you've got fatigue, if you've got anxiety, if there's patterns of gut issues, hormone issues, they might be acute that pop up sometimes. Sure, there's also some chronic stuff going around. This is also a way that your body can protect you in the moments that you need to show up at your best, or it can protect you from being out in the world. So essentially, if we're using that same language that we started off with, sickness can be a form of self-sabotage, but ultimately it's a form of protection and self-love. Personally, when I was in deep healing, and I talk about more the physical side of things, I actually didn't think I self-sabotaged with physical health protocols. I was very good at getting a prescription, which I was usually self-prescribed as I was studying, and then as I hired my own mentors to help me. It's like, you've got candida, go sugar-free for 10 days. I'm like, 10 days? I'll do it for 6 months. So I actually didn't think I was self-sabotaging my healing intentions, but I actually was through patterns of overdoing, all or nothing thinking, fear-based thinking, because essentially it was blocking me from being able to heal. And again, it was doing it from a place of protection and love. Okay, so let's talk about how to start unraveling these parts of us so that we can bring them both on the same page. So conscious mind, unconscious mind can come on the same page, helping you to move towards health and happiness and peace and joy and fun and pleasure. So our Ending Body Burnout Method doors are open right now this week if you're listening to it around the week that this podcast episode has dropped. So we will take you through the steps to do this. And if you have an objection or doubt around doing the program because it's like, oh, but I'm like a self-sabotage, so I won't do it, we will hold your hand and we will coach you through how to develop a really loving relationship with yourself in which all parts of you feel safe. And so then self-sabotage is no longer a thing. It won't happen straight away, but if you're ready to just lean in and trust the process, you can get there. And so some of those patterns are those steps are identifying the patterns that you're running, thought patterns, behavioral patterns, patterns of emotions, and then asking the question, what must I believe about myself in order to run these patterns? And so you're getting to a deep root belief. There's going to be a very first time that you accused yourself of something unkind, usually before the age of 7. When you find that, it's an effective apology to self, a deep, loving, moving apology where you're able to rebuild trust in that moment. And then from then on, we're rewiring that deep root belief and all the stories you've been carrying along the way based on past events that are proving or that have proved that that belief is true about yourself. So deconstructing, rewiring, reprogramming, and then letting it go. And then the end process is continuing to develop a beautiful relationship with yourself. When you have that, your unconscious mind and conscious mind are on the same page. And as we mentioned before, we've got free workshops running this week, so you can sign up to our free Rewire Your Brain to Heal Body Burnout. That's a 3-part series, 3 workshops that are happening this week. And then next week on Monday, we've got It's a New Life for You, which is going to be a really potent coaching session to help you break through these blocks and to take the next steps in your healing journey. And then I thought we would just end off with some self-inquiry coaching questions. We won't elaborate on them, but you can press pause, you can grab a pen and paper, you can write some things out, and just start connecting to that deeper part of you. Try and get beyond just conscious logical mind, really connect into the body and the wisdom of the body and the sensations you might be feeling and, memories that might be connected to that. Do you want to read some of those questions out?
Before I do that, though, if you're not driving and if you're not in water, would you give yourself permission to answer some things and to allow yourself to have some insights? Hopefully you said yes. So take a deep breath with me. And have a think about what's the time or a situation where you feel like you're self-sabotaging. What's this pattern protecting you from? What's the worst thing I'm afraid will happen if I follow through? What would it mean about me if that happened? And keep asking yourself that question. And what would that mean? And what would that mean? So if you've got a pen and paper, write down some answers to those things. You might find you can ask that same question multiple times. What are you really afraid of? And what part of me is trying to keep me safe? What does that need? And you can even ask, what's the purpose of this? And what do I get from this activity or this behavior or this action?
Thank you. And a nice reframe that you can use if this pattern shows up for you. Now that you know that it's about protection and self-love, but it's a bit outdated. So it's like, no, I think I can move forward now. Yes, it's scary. Yes, I'm moving into the unknown, but I'm ready to put my adult shoes on now. So if this pops up, and you could even imagine this part of you as a version of you, maybe a younger you or an object, or maybe it's another person, but having a conversation with this part. Thank you for trying to protect me, but we're updating the strategy now. So you know what? You can still stay here. You're really good at keeping me safe, but we're going to do it in a different way now. You can start moving forward. So you're not sabotaging yourself, you're protecting yourself, and you don't need more discipline. You need more internal safety within self. And we would love and be honored to help you with that if you feel aligned.
That's it. Thank you so much for joining us today. We hope you have the best week ever, and we will see you on the inside of the Ending Body Burnout Method. I'll tell you what, there's not a lot, but there's a few available time slots. If you wanted to jump onto a quick call and you wanted to actually have a conversation, you can literally talk to me.
A free discovery call.
Yeah.
We'll pop that in the links as well.
Yeah, that's it. And also, if you've got any questions, please feel free to leave a comment down below, and we'll chat to you soon. Bye.
Thank you so much for listening. We so appreciate you. If you'd like to give us extra smiles, drop us a review and spread the love by sharing this episode.
You can also rate your own state of burnout and the root cause contributors by taking our Ending Body Burnout Assessment on our website. And if you're interested in learning about our group or one-on-one Ending Body Burnout programs, shoot us a DM via Instagram or Facebook.
Have the best day ever.